Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. Captain Dylan Hubbard here for the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Talking fishing this morning with my good friends, Captain Travis Thompson from All Florida, Captain Bobby Woodard from Flying High Charters, and getting excited for a great Saturday morning here before a little bit of weather might blow in here a little later today. And we've got John Mamola on the other side of the glass this morning, and he will be the first voice you hear if you decide to call in and join the show today. Remember, that's 1-800-969-9352 if you want to give us a shout, bring us a fishing report, question, you just want to say hello, anything at all. Give us a shout and join the show there. Again, 1-800-969-9352. This morning, we're going to be talking fishing and talking a little bit about weather and all the good things that are going on and coming up and giving you some updates. We also have some special callers lined up this morning. We've got, in the second hour of the show, we've got Robert Spotswood.
Jr. Robert Spotswood Jr., who's on the South Atlantic Council. Social media this week was blowing up with people talking about the red snapper season over there, and so Dylan and I, we know Buddy a little bit, and he agreed to come on and chat with us a little bit, and so
yeah, it's going to be awesome. So we have a South Atlantic Council member joining the show via call at 7:35 later in the show. So stay tuned for that. Going to hear an update on the South Atlantic red snapper season, which is not great.
No.
So optimistic.
Yeah. That's about as good as you could describe that. Not great.
Yeah. Makes you really thankful for what we have in the Gulf, right?
100%. Yeah, the Gulf and South Atlantic are just two different worlds when it comes to management, science, and advances in the fisheries. So it definitely makes me very grateful to be in the Gulf of Mexico. Plus, the cool part about the Gulf that we don't have to grapple with the issue of is spatial shifts like they have in South Atlantic. The South Atlantic isn't closed. Well, the Gulf isn't closed, but somewhat closed, encapsulated system, right? As fish don't migrate north like crazy like the South Atlantic. They're facing a lot of issues in the South Atlantic with species migrating further and further north. It's crazy to hear that they're catching mahi-mahi and kingfish off of Cape Cod.
Yeah, up in Massachusetts and stuff. And
nuts.
But I also think, for people that don't follow that very closely, when you hear Buddy talk, you'll really appreciate that he's on our side of this conversation. He represents the recreational angler. He really cares about trying to get this right. Yeah, you can't fix it tomorrow.
Yeah. And his dad, Robert Spotswood Sr., was a FWC commission member for a long time.
Was the previous chairman of the commission.
Yeah.
Prior to Chairman Barretto, Spotswood was the chairman.
And when I started going to FWC meetings and started getting involved in fisheries, he was on the commission, and he was the one who would make himself available and was always super nice and willing to listen and would kind of seek us out for information. Yep. So now that his son's involved in management, it's really cool to see he's following in that same path that his father laid out and is staying connected with constituents and listening. So it's going to be really cool to have him join the show.
Yeah, anytime you have those decision makers and you can talk to them,
it's always nice.
You can disagree with people, but you want to have the relationship to be able to disagree well, right? You and I can disagree on things, but we can't. We're not going to get belligerent with each other. Sometimes it gets emotional, right? So anyway, it's really nice to have those relationships with those people where we can talk to them and stuff. So I'm looking forward to chatting with him in hour number 2. That's gonna be great.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that weather, man. That's wacky. You just showed Bobby and I
Yeah, it is. It's not looking great. I mean, we were looking forward to some nice weather this weekend. It was, I have a client that was scheduled for a 12-hour extreme trip with us today that was supposed to be going 100 miles out in the Gulf. And I talked to him yesterday morning. I was like, dude, tomorrow looks great. It's going to be beautiful. Let's go. We're
Some things have changed.
And then by yesterday, late afternoon, yesterday night, it had severely taken a 180. And now today looks like the weather's going to really pick up around 11, 12 o'clock. And still, last night, I kind of had doubts about that. I'm like, why is the weather all of a sudden going to spike midday, and why is everybody so confident in that? Well, this morning, looking at advanced radars and weather models, you can see very clearly a pretty serious little knot of storms is going to be heading up from the south towards our area around midday. So it is going to get a little nautical later this afternoon here. It's pretty crazy.
For sure, and it has rotation in it.
Yeah. It does look like a little mini hurricane.
Bobby and I looked at it, and I was like, wait, is
this
we can't repeat? Yeah, we can't repeat what we said on air when we saw it.
Yes. It does not make sense what's going to happen today, but it is going to happen. So expect a little bit of nautical conditions midday. So if you're heading out on the water, definitely make it a half-day trip and get back to the dock before midday-ish. Tomorrow looks beautiful, though, and it would be a good idea to get out there tomorrow because it is going to pick up the rest of the week. We have a pretty significant high pressure that's going to settle into the area, and it's going to be blowing out of the east Monday through really the weekend and be a pretty strong east wind. Now, someone might be sitting there like, man, that sucks. It's going to be blowing 6 days straight. Normally, I would be right there with you, but looking at this time of year, so focused on those tropical weather models, it is a good thing that it's going to be blowing out of the east the next 6 days, because if that high pressure relents and we don't have it blowing out of the east with a strong high pressure, we're going to most likely going to be dealing with some tropical development by next weekend. But because of that high pressure, because of that strong east wind, high pressures repel any tropical development and any low pressures. So that low pressure stays way far to our south in the Gulf of Mexico and stays away from our area. So the upside to it blowing all week long with that strong high pressure is going to be tropical repellent. So it's pretty interesting.
Typically, when you get that east wind this time of year, too, that helps keep your red tide at bay.
Yes.
Like, because you're not getting the west wind pushing it on shore to where it can feed on the nutrient load and stuff. So from a water quality standpoint, that's a really...
There's a good positive to that east wind, too.
There's no perfect conditions, right?
Mike's not here today, so we're just going to be all silver linings.
Positivity.
I like it. I'm here for it.
And I was thinking, as an inshore fisherman,
that east wind is good.
Yeah, there's plenty of places to hide, even near shore, because to us, near shore is actual near shore. It's not like 80 miles
right.
It is to Dillon.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Inshore to me is inside the beach. Near shore is from the beach to 20 miles or to 100 foot. That's how I was raised. That's what I was always taught. And
to me,
everybody
20 miles is the middle ground.
Yeah, 20 miles is way offshore to me too. Like near shore is I can see the beach.
Yeah, so I have to define near shore when I'm talking a lot of times, because apparently a lot of people have different definitions. Near shore to me is 20 miles to the beach. Offshore is beyond 20 miles.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
So we all have different definitions. See, subjective.
See, and I've always done it by species, but then, one time we went to a wreck off of Marco and we caught snook off of a wreck or a reef or something while we were permit fishing. I was like, well, is this an inshore trip now? Like, what happened here? Like,
I don't remember leaving.
Yeah.
This weather update was brought to you by our friends over at Reese Windows and Doors. They're Florida's leading window and door company with over 50 years in business. They offer free installation on most windows and doors, and they install in just 6 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors, and their work comes with a double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for that warranty, and when you sell your house, your warranty transfers to the new owners, adding value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. With that, we got Alan in St. Pete. What's going on, Alan?
Good morning, Dylan. How you doing, brother?
Doing well, my friend. How are you, Alan? What you got for us?
Good. I think you come up with a good marketing ploy there. Tropical repellent.
Yes, sir. That's how we're marketing it.
And you will make $1 million.
They sell that in the gift shop over at Hubbard's Marina.
Yes. I wish. Maybe one day.
It's amazing how the rain cooled the water down pretty significantly. In less than a week.
So were you
last week? Go ahead.
Were you out in the water? I was interested to hear that number myself, because I know it was up there getting close to 90s.
Last week I fished upper St. Joe's Bay, the mouth of the Anclote, and in the shallows, 2 feet of water, it was 92.5.
Whoa.
Scorching.
And I couldn't get anything to chew. Of course, part of that was probably caused by my jackwagon of the week, which was the airboat guy with 6 tourists that blew into this bay that was 18 inches deep.
Nice.
And just did like 3 circles and shrugged his shoulders and left as I mooned him. But I've come a long way in my personal development because the first instinct was to go for the pistol. But fortunately, my better half was with me and talked me down off that ledge. So
Nice.
that was good. But that kind of blew that spot up. But yeah, just hot. It got to be where it was just miserable. So we just went, took a dip, and then went to a bridge and found some shade.
Nice.
Got a bunch of snapper and actually caught 5 grouper under the bridge, and then we took our snapper and went home. So that was a good day. But went day 4 yesterday, and upper Tampa Bay, up around Safety Harbor area, and it was 85 in the shallow. So
wow,
that is a significant change. Just a little bit of fresh water and a little bit of cloud cover can really change the game.
Caught a few snook and a few reds. There's some big drum under the Howard Franklin right now. If you can deal with the construction noise with the guys next to you.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Up to like 30, 40 pounders. There, yeah, so that's
big uglies.
A big chunk of crab, and you're in there.
That's awesome, man. That sounds like a good time for sure. So water temperatures changed significantly when you were out on Tampa Bay. Was the water really dark green and kind of murky?
It was kind of murky. St. Joe's Bay is like, it's amazing how clear that water is just when you get just a little further north. It is just beautiful. I actually wanted to go take a look and see if there was any scallops happening yet, but didn't get a chance to. But yeah, just so clear. But yeah, Tampa Bay, upper Tampa Bay was murky.
Yeah, that's how it was.
Bait is everywhere, but it's huge. It's like you can send a pitch roll with your CCA ruler.
We're gonna need to talk after the show about exactly where that is, because all the big thread fins we were catching for our trips disappeared off the beach, and
they are right at the Dunedin Causeway. You can walk on them. They're just all over the surface.
All thread fins, or is there white bait
there tomorrow? Good to know. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Alan.
These baits were 8 inches long. I mean, they were huge.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah. We'll be there.
But you chunk them up in the snapper level.
Thanks, Alan. We appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for giving us a shout.
No worries. Have a good day.
You as well, my friend. Always good to hear from you. That is awesome. Good news there. Water temperatures down. We saw the same thing near shore. It was crystal clear gin. I mean, you could watch the snapper eat your bait on the bottom in 30, 35, 40 foot of water before that rain. And post-rain, it is dark green. You can't see the bottom in 10 foot. It's crazy.
That's how it is down in Boca as well. It looks like Lake Okeechobee right now.
Yeah, it changed the game significantly. But we are coming up to a break. We've got 2 more callers on the line. We've got Steve from Pasco, Capt Mike Perry from Big Pine Key as well. Hopefully we're going to hear from you, too. Give us a shout, 1-800-969-9352 if you want to join the conversation. Real Animals Radio. We'll be right back. Yeah, we've been getting that fresh thread fins for all of 39 and 44-hour trips consistently since like late April. And this last trip, he couldn't find them.
Really?
Everywhere. He was riding up and down the beach. He went to the mouth of the bay, couldn't find them. So today he said he had info that they're at the Gandhi. So
you're texting him now.
Dunedin Causeway.
Dunedin Causeway, brother. Do you have to switch the mics over, or they?
I think I already did. Yeah, I did.
Did you ever get into the crab game this year, or just stay focused on bait?
No, this whole thread fin thing has totally dragged him sideways. Yeah. But he is getting shad while he's getting thread fins and selling those to tarpon guys.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish I could, consistently get shad. Especially moving forward, like the next couple months, like into the late summer stuff up in the harbor.
Oh, man.
Or even beach-wise.
I've never fished shad on the beach.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah. Just post up, way ahead of them. Start cutting up and getting some stuff scattered out on the bottom, and then do your, crappie rods, all out around the boat with hooked baits. Dude. Money. It's a lot of work, though. That's the problem.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's just so much easier to throw a bait buster.
Dude, on the beach, my favorite beach bait is just like a good size, not maybe a hand size, that's a bit big, but like a three-quarter hand size pinfish under a cork.
A pinfish is a great bait.
But it's got to be under a cork on the beach because they'll just dive down out of the side of the fish.
I used to buy blue crabs from a seafood market.
Yeah, the larger blue crabs.
So the guy would get them in, and I forget the rules, but like they could sell them if they were like 6 inches across, but if they were 5, people would complain.
Right.
So I made a deal with him. I was like, I'll buy everything that you want to, like everything that's under, that's still legal.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'd buy a bunch of them, put them in my pen, and use those for the beach because the blues live forever.
Right.
Like you could fish a blue crab if the bite was so you fish for an hour.
Yep.
Like they live forever.
Yep.
You cast them a bajillion miles.
Yep.
And
because they're heavy.
Yeah, and the tarpon seemed to really like them.
Yeah.
Like they really liked them.
So kid you not, years ago I'm fishing Egmont, and some people are with me and they're like, "Whoa, what was that?" And I'm like, "Oh, what?" They're like, "Watch that guy next time he casts." And I look over, and like I don't eat seafood, but like I guess the snow crab or king crab, whatever. You know how it's like the body and then like the big long legs come out, like the cluster or whatever it's called.
He was using snow crab.
Homeboy had one of those on a hook and was just like chucking it through the air. And I'm just like, oh my goodness.
A cooked snow crab leg?
Oh my goodness. I'm like, that dude read probably on the old Florida Sportsman Forum or something that tarpon like to eat crabs. And went down to the damn seafood market.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
I was like, dude, that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's the craziest
no,
thing I've ever seen.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. That's like when you go Kubera snapper fishing with lobsters.
Yeah.
And I would drop them down to the bottom. My rule of thumb was I'd drop it down to the bottom and I'd wait about 2 minutes. If I didn't get a bite, I'd reel it up and cook it. Because I wasn't going to let the little fish peck that apart. If I didn't get a big bite, I was reeling it up and eating it myself.
Did you see Alan's comment online? He said they were at the Gandy Wednesday right next to the Center Channel.
Oh, yeah.
And he's giving you like real-time intel.
Yeah, that's where he was heading.
Alan is like the live scoop of callers this morning.
Yeah, right.
Like he's giving us
live scoop.
Yeah, he's giving us like direct.
Love it.
That's like all the rage on the bass tours and stuff. That live scoop.
The live scoop. Oh my gosh, man! Don't.
Everybody's wishing each other happy Father's Day in the stream. Happy Father's Day, guys.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Everybody in here is a father.
What's up, Josh? Let us know how your bait catching goes, man. Josh just texted me. He said, listen to the show while catching bait.
Hopefully getting a lot.
I'm not sure. Do we usually get a Steve from Pasco?
No.
All right,
That's
Steve from Pasco might be Stacy's husband.
Oh, yeah. He says, what would you do, question mark. So
here we go.
There's a good question there. Here we go. We'll go to him right away.
Hubbard here for the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We got Thompson from all Florida, Captain Woodard from Flying High Charters, and we're chatting fishing. Hopefully going to get some as well. Remember 1-800-969-9352 to join the conversation. We want to give a shout out to our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Whether you need a shingle, metal, or tile, or a flat roof, our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems are your safest choice for repairs or replacements. With 3 decades of roofing experience, let Affordable Roofing Systems guide you through this important process. They're defined by integrity, respect, and honesty. They have a personalized and professional approach for doing business. Call 888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com.
Great folks over there.
Yeah, I used them for my roof. Bobby used them for a little bit of advice because Bobby does his own roofs and builds everything himself. But they are definitely good people. I don't even know where you go from there.
Yeah,
we just
I backspaced mentally some jokes that I was going to make there. I just took them out entirely.
Not safe for the radio. All right, Steve from Pasco on the line. How you doing this morning, Steve?
So if I wanted to call in and say hello, because you guys said that if you just want to call in and say hello, you can do that. So hello to everyone.
What's up, Steve?
What's going on, man?
Just waking up and listening to you guys. Okay, here's a scenario for you. I've got a couple of questions for you real quick. First of all, are you guys ever going to come back to Pasco when you used to meet at 54 and 19?
Yes, yeah, we used to do the fishing conversations up there at a dealership. I'm not sure what Mike has in store, but we have talked about trying to get something on the west side of the bay for sure.
Yeah, because I miss you guys. I used to really like going to that and learned a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, well, we appreciate it, man. We do have another fishing conversation coming up at Bartow Ford on July 30th from 6 to 8 with Eric Bachnick from Miro Lures. But, yeah, it is a little bit of a hike from Pasco, we understand.
Okay, now let's get on to a little kind of, it's serious but kind of comedy.
Okay.
What would you do if you were off of the south end of Florida, about 30 miles out, and you looked up and saw that Russian warship?
That's a great question. I'd probably look the other way and keep fishing.
Throw a mirror lure at it. See if there's any cobia behind it.
Yeah, who knows? What would you do, Steve?
Now, I think I'd turn the boat around and head back home as fast as possible.
Smart move.
Yeah. Okay, now I got another question. I have a friend that lives off of Gulf Harbor. Where is there a good place to fish? The waters, you know, your last caller, I wish I could have talked to him. He seemed to know exactly what was going on. But, like, the water's real warm and stuff like that. If you were going out off of Gulf Harbors, would you go straight out? Do you have any advice to where is a good area to fish?
I don't know anything about offshore out of that area, but inshore, that entire canal system holds a lot of fish. So if he's looking to inshore fish, this time of year, the docks would be, the shade and cover, provided by the docks would be a good spot. Some of the deeper, areas in the canals, like if you get some water flow, some of the points that in larger boats that are on lifts that wash out underneath the docks, a little bit deeper water. That's kind of where I would focus if I were up in that area.
So you're looking for big boats, knowing there's a big hole underneath that big boat.
Big boats or deep keeled boats, like sailboats. If you find sailboats, they'll always have deeper water under there.
And deeper water is going to be a little bit cooler.
Yep.
And that cooler spot will congregate.
Yep. And or like points to where there's there's flow.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to get back up in the basins, the turning basins at the end of the canals.
Stuff.
Yeah,
right.
That's catfish heaven.
Right.
Stay in moving water. Look for deeper water. Points, pockets, passes.
Points, pockets, passes, baby.
3 Ps. There it is. Does that work for you, Steve?
Very good. It was very good talking to you folks this morning, and thank you for your information, and hope I made it a little bit lighter there because I heard you guys laughing.
We appreciate you, Steve. Thanks for giving us a shout.
Thanks, Steve.
Always welcome to hear from you guys. Again, 1-800-969-9352 if you want to join the conversation. We've got Captain Mike Perry on the line coming up. We've also got Donald from Lutz and Captain Gene Hammond as well. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. 1-800-969-9352. We've got a special caller coming up in the second hour, so you don't want to miss that. It's going to be a good one. Robert Spotswood Jr. from the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council chatting about the red snapper season on the East Coast and what's going on over there in the South Atlantic. We've also got our safe boating tip of the week and so much more coming up. So don't go anywhere. Real Animals Radio will be right back.
Dang, he's turning us on and off?
What?
He's turning us on and off?
Yeah, he normally does.
Oh, that's right.
He is
Get spoiled.
Streaming live on the free iHeartRadio app and WFLA.com.
Prosecutors have arrested in the sentencing for the admitted mass shooter who killed 5 people in a Sebring bank in 2019. They wrapped up with statements from the victims' families. Victor Lopez lost his wife, Marisol.
Marisol was and will always be the love of my life. She was an excellent wife, companion, and mother.
Shooter Zephan Zaver told police he heard voices telling him to commit murder. Zaver's defense takes over Monday. Prosecutors are asking for the death penalty. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence has signed a new contract worth $275 million over the next 5 years. The 24-year-old has made 58 touchdown passes in his 3 seasons in Jacksonville and was the #1 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. A state of emergency is in place for South Florida, while the Miami-Dade state attorney is urging residents to report businesses suspected of price gouging as communities recover from severe flooding. With Florida's News, I'm Tim Adkins.
Visit your local Lexus dealer or go to Lexus.com to find the dealer nearest you.
Minute traffic and weather.
Major arteries looking good right now on the Tampa side. 275 northbound to that 75 merge into Wesley Chapel and Pasco County looking good. Coming back southbound through University, Temple Terrace all the way down to the airport area. Looking good. No issues at all. I-4 eastbound out to Plant City and Lakeland. You are looking good as well. Polk Parkway in good shape. 301, 41 through Gibsonton up to speed. Not seeing any problems along the Bay Area big bridges. And US 19 also in good shape. I'm Pat Largo, News Radio, WFLA.
Although it won't be a washout, you'll want to keep those umbrellas close by today. We could see scattered showers and thunderstorms by late morning and through the early afternoon hours. Rain chances at about a 50%. Outside of that, it will be warm and muggy. We'll see more clouds today with high temperatures in the low 90s. Tonight, we dry out. Sunday looks more typical of a summertime pattern where we start out dry. Rain chances increase to about a 40% for a few spotty storms, mainly in the evening along the coast. Monday and Tuesday were a good bit drier. I'm Max Fender 8 meteorologist Amanda Holly.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's.
The Mavericks flex their muscle with a 38-point victory, the third largest margin of victory in an NBA Finals game to force Game 5 against the Celtics. The Rays grabbed the lead in the top of the first inning, but the pitching staff struggles against the Braves, who responded with 5 runs in the next half inning to take Game 1. And Florida State's bullpen couldn't stop Tennessee from coming back. They score 5 runs in the last 2 innings and get the win.
Well, it pertains to boats.
It
does pertain to boats because you're live well plumbing. So it's the same way. So you were talking about 1 or 2 inch, right? So the bigger the pipe, the more flow you have, but the less pressure you have.
Mm-hmm.
So like in my boat, I have 1 inch coming off my live well pump because I have a giant live well pump, and then it necks down to like 3/4 at the actual live well. So I have both flow and pressure, and it helps keep the bait a lot better.
He just flipped that on us.
He really did.
Yeah,
And
we were going to make fun of him, and,
Yeah.
and now he got
Yeah,
real
what you got to say
logical
now?
and scientific.
What you got to say now, huh?
Dang it.
Damn it.
Yeah, so the bigger the pipe, the more flow, but the less pressure. The smaller the pipe, the less flow, but the more pressure.
That makes sense.
Same way my arteries probably are at the moment. Restricting the blood flow, but increasing the blood pressure.
That is interesting. So you cut your main water line, but now you have more water pressure.
Because he discovered it.
We repaired it, and we have way more water pressure now, so it was a win-win.
Yeah. So was it like a 1/2-inch PVC pipe?
No, it was metal. It was galvanized. And,
Wow.
And then so I had to put a.
Why would you think that was an irrigation pipe?
Because it ran in the direction of where we knew was irrigation.
Yeah, but like, was that like a thing that they used? I guess back then they had to use galvanized, huh?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, obviously it wasn't original from 1920, but
Yeah.
at some point, yeah, we just assumed it was. It literally followed the whole path of what we knew the end of the pipe was back there. So we're like, oh, well, that's got to be the pipe. We didn't know it came this way and then wide off.
When you say we, who are you involving in this blame?
Myself, Anna, and the 2 guys that were helping us.
So I have a question.
Answer.
About this.
Okay.
You are digging, and you find a pipe.
No, actually, we did not do any trenching or digging or anything at the house.
Without calling 811 and getting a permit.
I actually did. I didn't get a permit, but I did do the 811. I did have Mark stuff.
He admitted.
But, so yes, proceed.
So you come across this pipe randomly.
Yes.
Cut it.
Did you trace it? Like, did you just dig along where the pipe was to figure out?
Yeah. So we like that's what I said. We knew where the end was.
You thought you knew where the end was.
This is like construction ADD, is what I'm hearing. Like,
okay, so it came from the house.
When I'm digging along and I find a pipe, I'm like, "There's a pipe. We're gonna avoid this area," and like we do no more research.
Yeah.
There's a pipe there.
So it came from the house, and then it turned and it went. We knew where that end was, so we thought that it just came here and turned. We didn't know it came here and it actually teed. So it didn't just turn
How
and
did
go.
you find the tee?
After he cut it.
After we cut it.
I knew that was coming.
After we cut it, and it was spewing up like Old Faithful.
Yeah. No, we're not yet. I was just putting it on.
So it was spewing up like Old Faithful. We're like, whoa,
That's
whoa, whoa.
where I was trying to get in the story.
We're like,
was to
we're
that
like,
point.
Go turn the main. Go turn the main. And
There was a decision made somewhere there that was
because we were confident it was just that pipe. We didn't realize there was
confident.
We didn't realize there was another pipe that wide off of it or teed off of it.
How would you rank?
I love
your
how Anna's
confidence?
involved in this. I feel like we should text her and be like,
Yeah, how
how
would
would
you
you
rank-
involved, or is Bobby just?
Knowing what you know now, how would you rank your confidence?
At the time?
No, knowing
Knowing
what
we
you
know
now.
now, 0 out of 100 because we know we were wrong.
All right, now it's
Animals Radio Show presented by Hubbard's Marina. Now your captains, Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
We're back. Bartow Ford, Real Animals Radio, talking fishing this morning and failed home improvement projects.
In the break.
In the break.
It was not failed. It was repaired.
Yes, you did recover nicely.
He
Good job.
creates his own home improvement projects. That's what we learned.
Don't cut the main water line to your house is what we've learned on break.
Pro tip.
We want to give a shout out to our friends over at Power Pucks, the world's first power supply trolling motor quick release bracket. It eliminates the need for an exterior power plug, which can snag lines, corrode easily, and just be an eyesore cluttering up your deck. Go to pwrpux.com and find out for yourself why so many of the pros are making a switch over to Power Pucks. A lot of trolling motors out there on virtually every boat now, so Power Pucks is a great solution to those trolling motor wires on the bow of the boat. I saw a commercial boat. This is like a regular thing now, like these big pig commercial boats, 40-footers, 50-footers, big old broad fires, cutting the railings off the bow and putting dual power poles up on the front there.
I've heard that.
Yeah, like serious trolling motor action on big, huge, heavy offshore.
So you use them as
commercial
spot
vessels.
anchors?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have
'Cause if you're
two, can
deep
you
drop-
sink them?
No, yeah, they can sink.
They
Yeah.
can? So they're not working against each
Yeah.
other?
Yeah, they were talking to us about doing 6 of them on the party boat as like a big marketing ploy. Would be sick,
That'd
right?
be like the old Pro Marine days where they had different motors on the back.
No, just 6 different trolling motors down the side of the boat.
That's
Wouldn't that
wild.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
it would
pretty
be
legit.
cool. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm here for that.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
But the commercial guys do it because when you're offshore and 1,500 foot, or not 1,500 foot, but 800 foot, 900 foot fishing for those snowies, those yellow edge, they don't have to worry about drifting. They don't have to worry about lines snagging. They just go out there deep drop and drop those trolling motors in the water. It's pretty crazy.
You know,
That's really
in
cool.
those Dylan Hubbard nearshore spots in 800 feet.
Yeah, 1,500 feet.
You got it, Bobby. We've got Captain Mike Perry on the line. How you doing, Captain Mike?
What's up, Captain Mike?
Hey, guys, listen, Bobby, if you want water, you don't have to cut your water line. I'll send you as much water as you want.
South Florida's got it.
The Keys have a little extra water this week, huh?
When your 35 contender floats off its trailer and you've got to tie lines between houses and loosen up the winch so it doesn't get nose drug under.
Nice.
That's how much water we had. I could see. All I had to do was walk. I could have climbed off my porch and climbed right down into the contender without hurting myself. That's how much water we had.
Oh, gosh.
We still have it. I have about a foot and a half between me and where we park our car. Our cars, our trucks, everything here are parked a mile away. We have a high point where like the 2 big storage units are here on Big Pine Key, and we actually pay a little yearly fee just to reserve spots so we can have a place to park our cars and trucks and everything. I mean,
That's crazy.
I mean, it's not high up in the air, but it's high enough that it usually stays dry.
I remember that from Irma when we were living in Key West for Irma, and everybody was like going to all the community high spots. You know, the vehicles that were getting left behind before we evacuated. It's like everybody met.
Stacks them up.
Yeah. You know.
That's what happens in Madeira Beach at the parking garage.
Yeah.
Before a storm, the parking garage is filled with Corvettes, Lamborghinis, Ferraris. It's like a car show. It's crazy.
And I told this story, I think, before when Dylan first started being on the radio with Mike a lot, is we all have submersible pumps. Everybody, that's kind of like when you rent a home or buy a home and the middle keys here, it almost comes with it. And I have the kind that has the fire hose connections, and I have hundreds of feet of fire hose. We're pumping water. They're pumping right now, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
It's been unreal. I'm going to have a little chat with a certain secondary captain on tomorrow's show, because he a couple weeks ago, I wish a tropical system would just sit over top of us and dump rain. Well, let me tell you something. 25, 26 inches in 2.5 days? Come on, man.
I just looked at the radar. It's raining down there right now, isn't it?
And Mike,
Mike,
have you looked at late week's forecast for you guys?
Yeah.
It's going to dump rain later in the week, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday down there. Like
South Florida's getting it for sure.
Yeah, we're getting hammered, and I was just looking while I was on hold at that clump of weather coming off of Cancun right now, and
it
I'm
looks
like,
a little spicy.
Yeah, it does, and I'm like, well, it sure looks like I'm going to be. If I'm working, I'm going to be working at the hospital instead on the boat, but I don't think I'm going to even be able to do that. I get uptight about helping not only my homestead and everything, my house, but helping the neighbors and everything. So, but that's it. The fishing, when they do get out, the mahi's been great, and the tarpon inshore has been. It's been a record tarpon year for not only I've seen bigger boats anchored at the bridges. Everybody's jumping tarpon. Tarpon bite just went off in the Keys this year. So
good to hear.
But plenty of fishing, plenty of snapper, plenty of mahi, plenty of stuff to come down and eat. And yeah, I know that call you're going to get in the second hour. One day, folks. Folks who fish the Gulf and fish with Dylan, you got all those beautiful red snapper days to catch the dumb fish.
Mm-hmm.
One day is what Dylan is about to have a conversation. One day is the season for the South Atlantic, and one fish. One fish, one day.
Yep.
So
crazy.
You guys have a great, great day, and we'll just keep on dealing with the water.
Well, stay dry, my friend. Good luck with everything, and thanks for giving us a call.
We will, buddy. Thank you. Tight lines, and God bless everybody.
See you, Mike.
Buddy.
Bye-bye.
Crazy. We got Donald from Lutz on the other line, and what Mike was alluding to is second hour, we're going to have a call from Robert Spotswood Jr. from the South Atlantic Fishery Management Council, so definitely stay tuned for that. But for now, we got Donald from Lutz on the line. What's up, Donald?
Hey, good morning, Captains. Hope all is well with everybody.
Doing well, my friend. How are you?
All right. I'm doing great. They got the children's clinic today at Picnic Island.
Nice.
I'm heading over to Gandy Bait and Tackle. Captain Sergio called me last night. He goes, hey, can you go pick up shrimp for me at the Gandy Bait? I said, absolutely. I've got my big Ingo cooler, so heading on over there right now.
Very cool, man.
Yeah, that guy Steve that called from Pasco County. Yeah, I used to go to the the Dodge place there on US 1954 that Mike was doing the conversations. But I used to love going there because I don't live too far from there. But he's talking about fishing. Now I fish out of the kayak, so but I don't. Sounds like he fishes out of the boats, but I have my outing next Saturday, launching at Arapika Norfleet, that Carl store. They charge like $5 to launch there, but let me tell you, the snook up there are just kicking butt right now.
That's awesome.
You could throw a paddle tail, a miradine, or a live shrimp underneath that brush, and man, they're just hitting it, and some big snook. I got one about a year ago that I could not turn. It was like, man, yeah. And then another one that I got to the boats, like 33. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that whole area is pretty interesting. I had to Google where Arapika is, but it is, for those who don't know, just south of Hudson Beach. That's a really cool part of the coast for sure.
Yeah, old school tarpon grounds up there too.
Yeah.
There are no ducks there. Just FYI, there are no ducks there.
None whatsoever.
None.
That means there's a lot for those who can't read between those lines. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely a good fishing area from Google Maps. It looks fun. So how would someone find out about your kayak meet?
They can go to my Facebook page. They can Google DAWSU. It's on Facebook. It's DAWSU. It's an acronym for Donald and whoever shows up.
Classic.
That's the name of my club, Donald and whoever shows up.
Love it.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's fun. We've been getting, the first few times about, 15 people, and last time there's only about 7 that showed up. But I get it. I mean, it's been hot.
Oh, yeah.
We're only
a little bit.
Maybe about 7, 8 show up for next Saturday, but that's okay. They got the Arapika Stone Crab place that's just on the other side of the creek that we're going to go over to, and they got some stuff there. So
awesome, man. Well, have a good one, Donald. Thanks for calling in, as always. We've got a full board here, and hopefully you have a good meetup.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Happy Father's Day. Thanks, Donald.
You guys take care. Stay safe, tie lines. We'll see you.
See you, buddy. Always a pleasure hearing from our friend Donald from Lutz. We've got Captain Gene Hammond on the line. What's going on, Gene? How are you?
What's up, Captains? How's everybody's day this morning?
Hey, Gene.
Doing
Wonderful.
well. Doing well. Staying dry
Okay.
before the weather gets a little nautical on us.
No, I think I was going to go offshore. That guy that called Steve from Gulf Harbors, that's the community I live in.
Oh, nice.
And he's looking to go way offshore for red snapper and red grouper. You got to go west about 45 miles before you get in about 80 feet of water is where I start.
Wow.
And I'm all the way out to about 130 to 150 is where you're going to find the red snapper on hard bottom.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know if he was asking inshore or offshore, but
45 miles to get to 80 foot?
what's that?
You said 45 miles to get to 80 foot?
Yeah, if you go straight west, that's about right. Yep, 85 feet.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I usually, like last trip, I ran a veterans trip for Lines of Liberty, and we went southwest about 60 miles to the pipeline area, and that's about 130 feet of water, and we limited out. They weren't monsters, but legal fish, and we got a couple that were over 25.
That's
So,
awesome.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Not
it's
bad.
the
Hey,
red
you know what,
snappers
Dylan,
seem to be getting bigger too.
Yeah. Water's changing, man. There's sharks everywhere, too, so you got to deal with that, tax man.
Oh, yeah. A lot of tax going on right now. A lot of sharks out there. I was talking to someone yesterday.
You know, for those
go ahead.
those trolling motors you're putting on the front of your boat, I suggest you put like quad 10-foot power poles on the back too for the beach.
Love it.
That's a great idea. That's
for the shell key boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Have you
always
seen
talked
those
about
big,
that.
Everybody's putting dual power poles or dual trolling motors on there, and I've seen these massive 35-foot center consoles with power poles on the back for the beach. So
Oh, yeah.
gotta do that.
The sandbar is loaded with them. There's a bunch of oversized power poles on the back of some of these huge center consoles. It's
Hilarious, dude.
very interesting to watch for sure. But hey, they hold them.
We are off and running with Lines of Liberty, doing trips. You go to linesofliberty.org. We need help, so you can donate there. You can volunteer there, and we're always looking for captains to take our veterans and first responders out fishing. Yesterday was Flag Day, so happy birthday to the U.S. Army. 249 years for the U.S. Army. Crazy.
Wow.
And also happy Father's Day to everybody. But thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Thanks, Captain Gene. We appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Gene. That was a great call.
Yeah, linesofliberty.org. New organization he's spearheading. We've got Captain Van Hubbard on the other side, the legend himself, so don't go anywhere. Then we got our safe boating tip of the week. We got Robert Spotswood Jr. coming up, and Bartow Ford, July 30th. You want free food? You want to hear from Eric Bachnick from Near Lure, 6 to 8 p.m. July 30th. You don't want to miss out on that. Mark it down. We'll be right back.
boating resource, look no further than Pro Marine Performance Center, located at 9293 Bay Pines Boulevard in St. Pete and online at ProMarineUSA.com. They sell new and used boats, including Sea Hunt, and specialize in repowers and are a Yamaha and Mercury certified warranty center with over 1 million parts in stock to keep you on the water. They have in-house financing and truly make buying a boat an enjoyable experience. Whether you're a first-time buyer or seasoned skipper, let my friends at Pro Marine Performance Center handle all your boating needs.
When it's hot, the
Hi, I'm Benny Jr. with Bartow Ford. Everyone has heard me speak about going the wrong way. But let me be clear, the wrong way means the wrong way of doing business. This includes gimmicks, games, and unfulfilled promises. Tactics you will never ever find at Bartow Ford. For over 73 years, we've been doing business the right way. So on your next purchase, don't go the wrong way. Come to Bartow Ford and see why we're different, and we prove it.
Looking to make your RVing dreams a reality this summer? We can help with that. At Lazy Days, we have a wide selection of quality RVs to fit any budget. Take advantage of brand new travel trailers under $15,000 and fifth wheels under $40,000. Looking for low payments? Camp for as little as $115 a month. With thousands of RVs from top brands at low prices, Lazy Days is making camping affordable. Stop by or visit lazydays.com today.
Yeah, I think it was called Crackle or popping or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was a noise thing.
I am slacking. I keep forgetting to change the mics on break. So you guys need to remind me.
Did you change the mics?
I just did, yes. Yeah, I haven't had the mouse, so I've been having to get up and change it over there. But now that I have the mouse, it's making me lazy and I forget.
Yeah, that's why I asked earlier, because you did have the mouse last time I was here.
Yeah. I ordered it this week. I was tired of it. Sorry, guys. But I'll figure it out now. Now we got Travis and Bobby reminding me, so we won't forget next time.
We're on it.
We're on it.
Break mics.
Mouse by committee.
Yes.
Is it JYG?
JYG, yeah.
Okay. I spent the last 30 minutes on Jig Pro's website looking for it, and evidently they make jigs, which are like forms for
other
making other stuff.
Oh, molds?
Yeah, like a jig. Like you make a jig so you could like
you make a jig for jigs.
So you could repeat like how you wanted to like drill a corner or
Oh,
something.
yeah, okay.
Oh, Jig Pro.
Yes.
That's funny. Yeah, JYG. Sorry. Yeah, they're awesome. The guy's really cool. We're back, Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio. Chat and fishing this morning. Myself, Captain Hubbard, we got Captain Travis Thompson, all Florida, Captain Bobby Woodard, Flying High Charters. I want to give a shout out to our friends that have Relentless Perpetual Edge Knives, the world's first self-sharpening knife that sharpens as it cuts. Ultra hard carbide, never rust titanium blade, with true grit glass, reinforced ABS handle on a knife that is perfectly balanced. It comes in 5 great models, and it takes the work out of filleting a big old pile of fish. Get Relentless Knives today. Go to relentlessknivesusa.com and find out for yourself why this is the knife all the pros are talking about. Speaking of pros, we've got Captain Van Hubbard on the line. How are you doing this morning, Captain Van?
I'm just fabulous. It's not pouring rain. I'm not in the Keys of South Florida.
Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, we have really gotten blessed here in Central West Florida, dodging a lot of that weather so far.
Yeah, but we need it up here too.
It looks like our luck is going to run out today, midday-ish.
Well, we've gotten about 5 or 6 inches and maybe even 7 inches, and we're thankful for it because we really needed it also. It's going to definitely change the fishing. goodbye to the blue-green water and hello brown water. But brown water's not a bad thing as long as it's not being dumped out of the lake with a bunch of nutrients.
Exactly.
You got that right.
Amen to that. How's the fishing been?
Well, we've been blown out and rained out pretty much. The tarpon, of course, moved offshore for the blow, and every time they try to come back ashore, it looks like the weather's going to mess with stuff again. We're excited about what's going to happen this weekend with the big full moon in June, but time will tell. We'll see. A couple of things I wanted to touch on. First, I want to point out to Travis that I need to get in his calendar this year. I want to go whack a duck.
Let's go. I'm putting that down right now, Van.
Yeah, seriously. And we'll look forward to setting that up. And I can go on those Veterans Days, too, okay?
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
That's awesome.
Also, I was watching Dylan's Channel 13 show, and I'm listening to other people calling in and talking and stuff. And my column in the Boca Beacon this last week was about the mess with sharks.
Mm-hmm.
Sharks are going to be a huge problem. I know that Southeast Fisheries and even Gulf Council don't do that. That's highly migratory. But I know that the squeaky wheel gets the grease, and we're putting up with the tax man putting a serious hurting on our fish stocks, our fish and fun, our dinner table. And so we need to squeak a little and get some attention there. And I'm not sure exactly how, where, and what, but I know we got to do something, maybe encouraging more of a commercial harvest again. We went from too much to too little to time to do something and try to get some harvest on those things and get them thinned out a little bit. When they start eating people, maybe they'll listen.
Yeah, I mean, that happened this week. There was a shark attack in the Panhandle, back-to-back days. People got attacked.
3 in 2 days or something? Was
Three
that right?
shark attacks in 2 days in the Panhandle.
No. Three people in 2 hours.
Oh, is that what it was? Wow. All right.
3 people in 2 hours.
That's amazing. Yeah, it in that next day, a lot of city municipalities, like even in Madeira Beach, the city of Madeira Beach just said, shark sighting on Madeira Beach, be cautious in the water. I was like, oh, here's the hysteria, but it didn't last. It didn't last at all. And a lot of those posts, if you looked at it, it was like, oh, sharks in the water? No wonder, this is their home. Of course there's sharks in the water. So I think the public sentiment is still not there. And that's what caused the solicited the problem that we're in right now is the overall national sentiment is we have a generation raised by Shark Week that
charismatic megafauna.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to is they want to hug a shark and everybody wants to see those sharks prosper. And if you watch Shark Week, the sharks are overfished. There's no more sharks left in the water. But the United States cannot save the world. I hate to break it to them, but that's what they're trying to do with these sharks. Is we cannot overregulate ourselves to try to repopulate and repropagate the world's shark population.
And I know that Van talks to a lot of people. You talk to a lot of people. I'm up and down the state. I don't go anywhere where people are not frustrated with sharks.
Dude, if you listen to the South Atlantic South Atlantic Council meeting, the public comment was just every single person that got up there complained about sharks.
Yeah.
I can't imagine fishing the South Atlantic.
Dude.
Fishing Jupiter, fishing the Keys. People talk to me all the time about how you can go shark diving in Jupiter and how they have all these sharks named. It's like, why is that still legal?
Yeah.
Why are they still allowing people to feed sharks? It is asinine.
It's crazy, man.
Crazy. Well, that's all the time we got, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
I appreciate
God bless and keep in touch, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Van.
Thanks, Van. See you.
Check out Ace Heating and Cooling. For over 20 years, Ace Heating and Cooling has been the name you can trust in heating and air conditioning game in Hillsborough County. Chris Myers and his guys service all brands, residential and commercial. Call 813-657-8818 or check them out at brandonac.net to find out why we use Ace Heating and Cooling. And they're the easy choice for the real animals. Real Animals Radio will be right back.
Get to the chum.
Yeah, the sharks will keep us going.
We didn't get to this with Van on air, but this is a real-time live report from a buddy of mine on the water right now saying that Van Hubbard's chum is whacking the bait.
There it is.
Should we tell Bobby he could just drop that picture into the conversation feed on the...
You can't, actually.
You can't?
No, that's how I would have done it, too.
See?
Yeah.
How did you leave me high and dry with Bobby?
Season pro, baby.
I apologize, but he's right.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it is. Live streams, they don't let you put photos in there, which is understandable, right?
See, you guys keep trying. Okay, first off, it was the plumbing stuff, and I looped it into a live well system on a boat. Now it's the whole technology thing. Just keep firing them, baby. I got a force field around me. It's just gonna go bing, 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 bounce right off.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
We've got the brake mics on. Yeah. So. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you clicked it, right?
Yeah, I got it. Someone's saying they can't hear me, but pretty sure we have it on right.
Yeah, we got a good crowd this morning.
Good. They're definitely keeping us on point. Yeah, it's crazy on the East Coast with sharks, and in the Keys, in the Northern Gulf. I mean, if you want to catch a limit of red snapper, they're letting a limit or 2 limits be eaten by sharks.
Did you see what Emily said?
Yeah.
No, what'd she say?
She said here for the brake mics.
So, what home improvement projects are you working on today, Bobby?
Well, that's going to
Since
depend.
Emily's listening.
We have to drive.
Yeah, since Emily only cares about that portion of the show.
We have
That's
to
my
drive
wife.
2.5 hours
So
south.
you're going to make another shower today? Another beautiful shower? Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Custom stain solutions?
I think today might be paint and possibly put up the batten portion of the board and batten siding.
Nice.
So let's keep in mind, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be done at 8. We're in St. Pete. Bobby's going to go home and get Anna in Auburndale, then drive to Charlotte Harbor.
And then work on the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Build some stuff.
To me, doing a radio show and driving to Charlotte Harbor, like, that's a pretty full day. Like,
Yeah.
I got to wrap it at that point. There's no reason to.
This is after having been up since like 4. So.
And who knows what the day holds? You might find some plumbing out there that you need to explore.
I might find a water main. I feel like cutting in half. Just for
Find a gopher tortoise. Who knows?
Yeah, you just don't know what's going to go on there.
Or an endangered owl.
Oh my gosh, man!
Wait, did I tell you about the owls at my house in Auburndale?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely find the gopher. We see that he lives in the yard.
He's in Auburndale, right?
No, he's down south.
Oh, I thought he was up here.
No, he's down south.
Captain Van said it's great to be young, enjoy it. And he's spot on.
What feed are you on?
I go between them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got all 3 open. Hubbard's Marina, Captain Dylan Hubbard, and the Real Animals one. Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina have the most action for sure, though.
Emily for the win. How much does Bobby charge to lay tile asking for a friend?
He does a lot more than that. He can build a roof, build a boat. He can build a barn. He can also build a shower. He does custom siding.
Permits not required.
Superfluous.
Emily, you don't want my tile work. I can do the prep, the base for the tile, but you don't want my tile work.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna give Emily Bobby's number. Take us out of the middle.
You don't want that, trust me. You don't want her to.
Wait, can we still vote?
Actually,
yeah, we have new voting open. So
what are we voting on?
Yeah, so we won best in Florida. We won best in the county. We won best in the country. But now Tampa Bay Times, the newspaper, has best of the best open. We're nominated for best local gift shop, best local tourist attraction, and best fishing charter. So.
Well, I don't know about the tourist attraction and fishing charter, but the gift shop definitely with those coffee mugs.
The Save the Manatee banger mugs that you got are like
charismatic megafauna, baby. Make money off it.
You need a baby shark mug.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, good idea.
I feel like that would sell. Within the when you drink all the coffee, there's a shark fin sticking up in the bottom.
Oh, I like the way your
to
mind
hold
works.
bacteria when you clean it and to
Yeah, so hit the link that we shared in the chat and go to arts and entertainment, and then find local tourist attraction and vote for Hubbard's Marina. Then hit shopping, find gift shop, vote for Hubbard's Marina. Then hit sports and recreation, find fishing charter, vote for Hubbard's Marina. 3 different categories.
Boom.
Yep.
got to remember to do it myself every day too.
I found the crackle jigs.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They look great.
Yeah.
It took me a
They
minute,
sell
but I did
really,
find
really
them.
well. And they're really good for pompano. It's like a pompano jig, but because it's curved, it flutters more, so it has a slower fall in the water. So they're catching a lot of mackerel on them. The guys up at like Navarre Pier and up in Destin, when they have those pelagics right on the beach, they're catching a ton of kingfish and mackerel on them.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can catch mackerel, kingfish, pompano. They work really well for silver trout, sand, all the whiting and stuff out on the beach.
Huh.
Yeah.
Was this guy at ICAST last year?
Yeah.
I think,
He is.
you and I, you placed an
stopped
order
there.
for like small little jigs
I
or
ordered
something
them last
while
year
we-
at ICAST
yeah,
with you.
Yeah, okay.
They never came. So they stopped by the shop and finally brought the order. There we are.
Staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
We're back, Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio on our second hour this morning. This is Captain Dylan Hubbard from Hubbard's Marina. We've got Captain Travis Thompson from All Florida, Captain Bobby Woodard from Flying High Charters, and we're hopefully going to hear from you as well. Remember, 1-800-969-9352 to join the conversation. But we want to give a shout out to our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Whether you need a shingle, metal, tile, or flat roof, our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems are your safest choice for repairs or replacements. With over 3 decades of roofing experience, let Affordable Roofing Systems guide you through this important process. They are defined by integrity, respect, and honesty, and they have a personalized and professional approach to doing business. Call 888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Now, we've got the Hall of Famer on the line.
Lisa Fitzgerald?
That's right. You guessed it.
Is she calling from Louisiana?
Are there any others?
I don't know. There's no other Hall of Fame anglers. So if it is a Hall of Fame angler, it has to be Captain Lisa. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well. Another day in paradise.
Yes, it is. Well, I'm also in another paradise up in Louisiana and making my trek back through Florida.
Nice.
And just wanted, I was up here fishing the International Women's Fishing Association Louisiana Slam. What a gorgeous event. And, we had a bunch of women. There were 32 women from all over the country fishing the tournament, and it was a great time. But speaking of tournaments, we still have the 6a-8a Florida Star competition going on.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've had so many tagged redfish already recaptured, most of them released, but they were by anglers that were not registered in the competition. So I am going to be asking people, if you are fishing, do yourself a favor. Get yourself registered. Oh my goodness. I mean, you're missing out on the opportunity of your choice of a brand new contender, a microdraft skiff, a deck cap boat, a spider boat, all powered by Yamaha, sitting on a trailer. You also have a Sea-Doo Pan Am package that you could choose from. And, it's just, and if you think you're not going to catch a tagged redfish, that's when it happens.
Yep.
You're going to catch one, and you're not going to be registered, and you're going to be hearing from all your friends about it. And if it's not just about tagged redfish, think about this: any fish you catch in the inshore species counts towards winning a brand new Carolina skiff with a 75 horsepower motor sitting on a Road King trailer.
Wow.
Every offshore species that you catch counts towards winning a 250 Yamaha motor. I mean, there's $500,000 in prizes. How else can we make your summer more rewarding? I just don't know.
And how would someone get signed up for the Star Tournament?
It's really easy. All they have to do is go to the website. It's CCA WFLSTAR.com. But they have to be a CCA member, which is only $40, and they have to be in the competition, which is $40. So there's a little less than 80 days of fishing left. You have almost $1 a day for your shot at winning a share of $500,000 in prizes. And I want to remind parents, if you have children, the STAR competition is a great way to engage them in educating them on conservation initiatives while you're fishing, but also having the opportunity for them to win their share of $100,000 in college scholarships.
Can't beat that.
Would be a great Father's Day gift. Just get Star for the whole family.
There you go.
Yes. Travis, you are so right.
Coupled with a fishing charter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take someone fishing. That's right. That's
Love
right. I mean, the fishing seems to be really great right now. You could book them with Hubbard's Marina or one of our great local captains and get them out there and going fishing. And if you're fishing with a captain, you can be registered in the competition. So
there it is.
Just a great way to enjoy the summer of fishing.
Yeah, we have a lot of people that go out with us and then go inside and grab the official rulers that we have in our office and then start measuring and taking pictures of fish after the trip, entering them all into the tournament. So it's a regular occurrence.
It's so much fun. It's a great way to have even just a small family competition on the boat. You have each one taking turns, taking the pictures and submitting them. It really is worth it to do this. It's simple. You just have an app on your phone. You take a picture on the official measuring device. And then if you don't plan on keeping the fish for dinner, release it. It is really a cool way of enjoying some fun competition while you're on the boat. I can't say enough about all of the individuals that support us, Dylan, Travis, all the captains. It's really great. I'm going to be making my way back from Pensacola all the way down through the Panhandle, stopping and seeing all the bait and tackle shops, the West Marine stores, the academies that are giving away the measuring devices. So, there's lots of places to pick those up.
Amen to that. Well, we appreciate it, Captain Lisa. Thanks for giving us a shout this morning.
Thank you, guys, and you have a wonderful day, and happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Appreciate you. CCAFLAstar.org to sign up.
It's a power move by CCA to just go get Lisa on staff, and then she's in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Power move.
That's a power move. I'm here for that.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I wonder if she won the tournament. She didn't tell us any results.
So I was looking at her Facebook when we were talking. They did have she was holding some big bull reds. If she didn't, the quantity of fish that they caught. Have you guys fished Louisiana?
Oh yeah, no. I have. When
it's
I was
different
a kid,
out there, man. It's just different.
When not right before, but like 2 years before Katrina, we went out there. Remember Old Bayside Lures?
Yeah.
They like got big and they were really trying to come into the thing. For some reason we were tied in. I guess my dad knew the guy. I don't know. I was pretty young at the time, but long story short, we got a chance to go and join the Old Bayside Lured guy at Louisiana, and stay at this place, this plantation home on a levee. It was so cool, man. It was like a house out of like, I don't even know when. The house was so historic.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and it was right on the levee. Like you could sit there on the balcony and watch the ships go down the Mississippi River.
Dude, that's the craziest thing. Like, so I've never fished there, but we have been there down all the way down to Venice.
Mm-hmm.
And you're driving this little 2-lane road in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you look to your right and you see flat like bayou water.
Mm-hmm.
You look to your left and you see the levee, and then a gigantic ship, like 100 yards away from the road.
It's crazy.
It's just nuts. It's like, whoa, like that's literally the Mississippi River right there. You know, like a 9-iron away.
It is nuts.
Yeah,
it's crazy. A really cool place. But yeah, we went fishing, and I've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah,
like you get bored because you just like cast and catch a huge redfish, cast and catch a huge redfish. It was insane.
Yeah,
and in my head as a kid, I'm like,
dude, it doesn't matter what lure we're using. It's like he flew us out here to show us how great these lures are, but I was like, I don't think it matters what lure I'm throwing.
Yeah, let's go to Tampa Bay and catch the skittish redfish and see how good your lure is.
Yeah, right? Wasn't pulling one over on me, but it was a cool trip. I definitely will never forget fishing the Mississippi Delta for redfish. It is a special place. For sure.
That's cool. Well, it sounds like Lisa's going to have some truck time coming up. I actually need to give her a shout. I was going to holler at her, but I need to give her a shout. I got an idea. I'm going to run past her, and we'll go from there, see what she thinks about it.
Well, everybody's nervous now. How's the tarpon bite going? You've been tarpon. I'm surprised we got you in studio this morning.
Yeah, tarpon bite's been a little off this past week, just weather-wise.
Yeah.
But, season-wise, total, just like Mike said down the Keys, it's been a pretty banner year.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've been catching a lot of tarpon, and the bite's been mostly threadfin?
For us, it's mostly crabs, but, it just depends. It's no secret, I prefer traditional old school style pass fishing. So that's always, if the conditions allow, going to be my A game, my A plan A. But out on the beach, I'll mix it up. I'll use pinfish under a cork, thread fins, crabs as well. Up on the flats or back in the bays, we'll use some white bait, some artificial lures. Travis and I were actually talking on the way over here about dead bait. I've had good luck in the past with menhaden, shad, dead threadfin as well, dead mullet as well. I've never done the catfish game that Travis has, but he said that was actually his best tarpon day ever.
Dude, I was talking about catfish this week as a bait. Brian, our bait guy, moved his traps inshore ahead of that weather, thinking that he wouldn't be able to get offshore. Ended up being nice, so he could have gotten offshore. But long story short, the inshore traps he set, he got like 80 dozen catfish. And they were smaller catfish, like perfect 3.5, 4 inch
small catfish are my favorite tarpon bait.
He said he sold them all. He said every single one of those catfish got bought up, and a lot of them got bought up by offshore guys going out for a red grouper. Apparently, it is a banner red grouper bait.
Captain Van's listening right now. He'll tell you, like, you can go, I fish Charlotte Harbor. You could go in the upper harbor in the fall with catfish and wear the tarpon out. I'm talking like just wear them out. And not big, but like the, what is that, 8 to 10 inch, like that size, man. Oh, man. Like that's a magic tarpon
I heard you
bait.
can use them in Tampa Bay, too.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
I passed it. Bobby and I were talking on the way here. I passed it to a guy up in the Big Bend area. I was like, He found these tarpon he couldn't get to eat. I was like, dude, have you thrown a catfish at him? He's like, are you kidding me? I was like, no, go catch a hardhead catfish. So he went and caught a bunch, and they wrecked them. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Hardhead catfish.
Dude, tarpon will eat anything you throw at them or nothing that you throw at them. It just depends on the day, man.
They're the opposite of me.
Hashtag fishing.
Yeah, exactly.
The
You never
epitome
know.
of it.
That's awesome. It's definitely a good time to get out there, though. I mean, inshore, you've got plenty of snook action on the beaches. We got redfish around the docks, mangrove shorelines, a lot of tarpon action, a lot of sharks around, plenty of spotty, flounder, and pompano, and still some mackerel, too.
Some sheep's head as well.
Yes, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Despite the water temperatures. Offshore game is strong with the red snapper. You got a couple weeks left to get these red grouper. And we've got more on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. 1-800-969-9352. Join the conversation. Real Animals Radio. We'll be back. Angel, the comments don't disappear, but they're probably in the thread. So in a live stream, if people respond to your comments, they're in the thread. So it gets a little confusing to follow. But to answer your question, you can go to find the official measuring device for CCA Florida Star tournaments. You can go to their website, CCAFL Star, and the website will actually show you where you can pick up the measuring devices. But we have them at Hubbard's Marina. I know West Marine locations have them. I know T.A. Mahoney's has them. I mean, really any big tackle shop's going to have them. And even small tackle shops like Hubbard's Marina. So definitely a lot of places are going to have those CCA Star
official measuring devices.
So hopefully Lisa is still watching the stream and listening, and if she is, I owe her a Papa's Pilar.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Because Anna says, Bobby just changed his game plan. I'm going to be fishing all summer. So I guess after listening to the star thing,
she's in.
We're not doing any more housework for the rest of the summer.
Okay.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, here for it.
She could probably win the star tournament.
Yeah, Anna's a good fisherman.
She knows a decent charter captain too.
Yeah. I remember it's been awesome to like watch her evolve too, man. Because like when we first started dating, so funny story. I think we were like literally like a week or two into it. We go snapper fishing in the bay here, and we're out by the Skyway, and there's one of those fast moving summer squalls coming through. I'm watching it come. But we're just wrecking the fish, right? So it's like, do we leave? Do we not leave? They're still biting, they're still biting. And finally it got to the point in which I'm like, okay, so here's the deal. I have very good high quality foul weather gear on the boat. We can put it on, hunker down on the bridge, let it pass, and then keep fishing. Or we can try to make a run for it back to O'Neill's and probably get caught by the storm anyways.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, hell, let's just stay here. I was like, you're a keeper.
Mm-hmm.
I was in love at that moment. Like, it's okay. Like,
we can hide out in this thunderstorm under this bridge.
Yeah.
And keep fishing.
Yeah. So, but it's been super cool to like watch her evolve as an angler, though, man. Like, she legit is one of male or female, one of the best tarpon fishermen that I know.
Nice.
Like, and so is Josh's wife, my buddy Josh.
Mm-hmm.
His wife Megan, same thing. So we've actually teamed up for the Ladies' Day tournament down in Boca Grande. So it's a male captain, male mate, and then 3 female anglers. So it's Anna as an angler, Josh's wife Megan is an angler, and Josh's mom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So it's
got a stacked team. That's cool. That'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Lady anglers are really good fishermen.
For the most part, they listen. Like a guy gets on the boat and they want to try to muscle
even
the fish
outside of that,
or...
they're willing to learn. They have I don't know if it's a better feel for it or what.
Yeah.
But dude, it's tough to outfish some ladies.
Yeah.
It is. They can put a hurting on them for sure, especially with things like hogfish. That
more of a like touch, finesse kind of thing.
They crush them. Like I would say. Almost always, the lady anglers are out fishing the guys like 2 to 1 on the hogfish.
On bait fishing inshore, like put the bait in that spot and don't reel.
Yes.
Women never reel.
Yes.
They will leave the bait, and therefore I think it's just that they leave the bait alone sometimes, and like
they don't fidget.
A dude,
they don't have
like most dudes are like, oh, I'm gonna move it a little bit.
And
I'm gonna move it a little bit. And you look over and it's like he's steadily reeling in a bait, and it's like. Nothing natural about what's happening now.
Bro, even if he's not reeling it, he's like he's moving and doesn't realize like okay,
jerking
your hand moves,
that
means the rod moves, means the line moves, means your dadgum bait's moving, bro.
versus the girls be sitting there and they're like on point.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, literally like
they're
a pointer.
literally like on point, like locked in.
For 6 hours. Like the whole trip.
And they'll if it's like a slow My wife sent me something inappropriate about rods and this.
Damn, Emily's on point today, man.
She is. I'll show you guys the text. But yeah, if they're like they will outfish a guy, especially on a slower bite day, like where the bites are not constant.
Yeah, 100%. They have more patience.
Yep,
that's what it is.
Why there's Hall of Fame anglers that are ladies and no male Hall of Fame anglers. They're just better at it. That's the truth. It is. We figured it out. I want to give a shout out to our friends at Power Pucks, the world's first power supply trolling motor quick release bracket. They eliminate the need for exterior power plugs, which can snag lines, corrode easily, or just be an eyesore cluttering up your deck. Go to pwrpux.com and find out for yourself why so many of the pros are making the switch over to Power Pucks. We've got our safe boating tip of the week on the line. Captain Jim Fogel, our Milwaukee Tool safe boating tip of the week, and he is on the line. What's going on, Captain Jim?
Hey, Captain Jim.
Hey, good morning. Give you a little tip from yesterday. Actually, it's not a tip; it's just a report. We went out about 150 feet northwest.
Nice.
And
smoked
scored
them.
A nice batch of ARS. Yeah.
Nice.
A lot of shorts. The gray man was there really bad. I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen it so bad, Dylan.
It's only getting worse.
Yeah, apparently, and I mean, it wasn't like you couldn't get away from them. We pulled up a lot of cutoff and lost just a heck of a lot of big fish. I mean, double down rod, red snapper and or grouper size monster fish. And, after putting up a 10 or 15 minute fight and getting some progress on them, she lost the whole rig. I decided yesterday that they weren't after the fish, they were after the hooks. They've gotten where they like hooks, and they're just check to see how many hooks they can get in some kind of contest.
It is definitely very, very frustrating out there for sure. A lot of shark action going on, especially this time of year when that water's hot. And it's a tough, frustrating thing. FWC doesn't manage the sharks. The Gulf Council doesn't manage the sharks. It's managed by a separate division of NOAA Fisheries called Highly Migratory Species, and those people are just so close-minded. The Gulf Council, for example, really kept hearing so much about sharks, everybody complaining, so the Gulf Council kind of was like, all right, it's not us. Let's bring in NOAA. So NOAA actually sent the highly migratory species folks to a Gulf Council meeting, and they sat through a public comment in which probably 60 people got up to the podium and complained about sharks. And literally, you could watch these people celebrate every time somebody was complaining about sharks. Like, oh, we're doing a good job managing these species. Like they're proud of the fact. Yeah, so it's really a huge disconnect. And you can just watch the social media sentiment. I think what I talked about earlier, the big problem that we face is we as anglers are only a very small percentage. You got to remember, offshore saltwater fishermen are like less than 1% of constituents, right? There's a lot of other people that don't do what we do, and they also have a vote, and they also have a say in conservation. And a lot of those folks love them some charismatic megafauna, and there's nothing better than a great white shark on Shark Week and save the sharks. I mean, go to Disney World or go to SeaWorld. Walk through the shark exhibit. Nothing, everything on the walls. Guy Harvey, save the sharks. The sharks are overfished, and there's no sharks left. It's crazy, the propaganda that is being spread.
Well, there are a lot of people that make their money from fishing offshore.
Yep.
And there's a lot of money. I mean, there's, and whether it be the bait shops or the tackle stores, they'll definitely make money after somebody goes off these days. But it would seem to me that it's hindering the business. In other words, you can only bring back 2 of these and 1 of these and 2 of the. Oh, we caught the biggest triggerfish couple of them we'd ever seen yesterday. But of course, we couldn't keep them.
It closed in June and July for spawning season protection. Crazy.
Yeah, and I dig all that, but holy cow, man.
You know when red snapper spawn? You know when red snapper spawn? June and July. We fish them in their spawn, but you can't fish triggerfish in their spawn. Doesn't make logical sense.
No, it doesn't. All right, let me give a quick tip here.
Hey,
talk about rescue from
Captain
a
Jim,
boat.
we are up against the break, up against the clock here.
Okay,
so let me hold you on, and we'll get to you for a quick safe boating tip on the other side. All right, my friend. Real Animals Radio. We're on the other side with Captain Jim Vogel, finishing up his safe boating tip. We got Robert Spotswood Jr. as well. So don't go anywhere. We'll be talking South of
the local Lexus dealers.
And then we'll have a full 15-minute segment. Is he on the line? No, he's not. I did not see him on the line.
You don't see him yet?
But I'm sure he'll call during this break.
Show Dylan.
What? Yeah, I want to see what
Emily's
Emily
text.
It wasn't terrible. It was just like classic Emily.
That is true.
Yeah, how old's your boy now?
He is not that old.
He's not into that.
No, he's
yet?
4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't had to deal with that yet.
If I ever come home and there's squatters at any of my properties, I'm not gonna have to worry about the law removing them.
Yeah, right. How about California? Like those mansions where the squatters move in and they can't do anything about it?
That's crazy.
It's nuts. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Grady told me I have permission to take care of anybody in my house that I don't personally know, and
we live in the county.
That they don't have permission to be there.
Yeah, there's no squatters in Polk County. And yes, to answer your question, Travis and Bobby.
It's like, good Lord, man.
It is that.
What's up with Ron? I haven't heard him lately.
Who?
He called in last time I was on.
Did he?
Yeah.
Who?
Ron's
Tackle
tackle
box.
box.
He's very hit and miss lately.
Has he been?
Yeah. He's the only one in his shop though, so he calls us from his shop.
Right.
So if he's busy in the morning,
right.
he doesn't call. So I think he's just busier this time of year.
Yeah, shell crackers and stuff should be getting going.
Bluegill's going off right now.
Are they?
Yeah. So I think that's probably all it is. So he's just busy.
People fired up about sharks.
Yeah, man. It's an easy thing to get fired up about. The problem is there's not much that can be done about it until they come off these rebuilding plans. Some of the rebuilding plans, like Red Snapper's rebuilding plan was, I think, 18 years or 20 years. Gag Grouper's rebuilding plan is projected at 12 years. You know what the rebuilding plan is for some of these ridgeback sharks? 100 years.
Wow.
100 years.
So we're like,
no, not yet. You could probably text them the number again if you want. Nope. Oh, someone's coming in right now.
I've been told over on the East Coast, like you're trying to bottom fish, and the sharks literally just sit like 15, 20 feet under your boat and just wait for you to bring the fish up.
Yeah.
And
they'll sit in the shade of the boat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like just straight down under the boat.
He's on the line.
He's on. Okay.
It says Robert. I don't know how to spell his last name.
That's him.
Got it. Thanks, John.
What's Mike doing today, you know?
No idea. He tells me and I forget.
Yeah. That's going to be a good Bartow forward with Bachnick.
Bachnick, yeah. Yeah, we got to plug that too. Yeah, Steve Furman said that's the problem with NOAA fisheries. The thing is, NOAA fisheries is there's different sections of NOAA, right? NOAA handles hurricanes, they handle meteorology, they handle
algal
oceans,
blooms.
algal blooms. There's different sections, and one section is highly migratory species, one section is Endangered Species Act, one section is NOAA fisheries. NOAA fisheries then is advised by these management bodies, like the Gulf Council, and it's an advisory body to NOAA fisheries. So Gulf Council doesn't make rules, they advise on what the rules should be, and it's up to NOAA fisheries to pass the rules. These things like sharks are outside of that realm, outside of that management structure, and that is a problem. Is they're in different silos at NOAA, outside NOAA fisheries, and it makes it very difficult because everything we do is in these silos of the Gulf Council, South Atlantic Council, NOAA fisheries. To get outside of that and be effective in a whole different silo and a whole different side of NOAA is very difficult, and that's why we have these stupid turtle release gear rules that don't make any sense, and shark over-regulation. There's a lot of things that aren't as open and transparent as our fishery process. A lot of people can get frustrated with the fishery process, but one good thing about it is it allows for a lot of involvement from fishermen and stakeholders, and they listen to stakeholder feedback for the most part. We're back, Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio. Want to give a shout out to our friends at Ace Heating and Cooling. For over 20 years, Ace Heating and Cooling has been a name you can trust in the heating and air conditioning game in Hillsborough County. Chris Myers and his guys, they service all brands. They do residential and commercial. They maintenance and do full replacements. They can send out technicians, not salesmen. They try to build that long-lasting customer relationship that'll hold up over time. Call 813-657-8818 or look them up online at brandonac.net to find out for yourself why Ace Heating and Cooling is the easy choice for the Real Animals Radio Show. All right, so we've got Captain Jim Fogel on the line here, and I want to get back to him, and hopefully I can figure out how to do that. I thought I had it. There it is. What's going on, Captain Jim? Are you there? I think there he is. Yes, we can. Finish up that safe boating tip for us, my friend. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Amen.
Get them in the boat. Going to have to tie a big bowline and put it over their head, under their arms, and tie them off to the side of the boat until you can get assistance. So if
Works
you
for
can't
sharks,
tie
too.
a big bowline, if you can't tie a big bowline around your waist, and start practicing today, guys. You really need it. One more thing. There have been occasions where the person is unconscious in the water. Okay. There's only one way to get them out, and that's usually you're going to have to go in. So make sure you have a life jacket on you and a long line attached to you and the boat before you go in the water after that person. It doesn't do any good to have two people floundering around or dying because they're drifting away with the current or whatever. So make sure you're hooked up to the boat if the person in the water is unconscious or hurt and can't swim or something like that. So, guys,
good stuff.
Let's just stay safe, all right?
Thanks, Captain Jim.
Appreciate the
Thank
time,
you, Jim.
guys. Thank you very much for the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim Fogel. Be safe out there.
See you, my friend.
Dylan, can I add something that's very important? Make sure your boats have some sort of boarding device, a ladder, so like something.
A rope ladder,
a
even.
rope, yeah, in the very least, a rope ladder. Getting in a boat from the water is very, very, very difficult. Even if you're not injured, even if you're healthy, even if you're fit, like it's not the easiest thing in the world. Then you add current, a stressful situation, this, that, the other, everything else to that. Like outfit your boats properly so you can try to be prepared when that situation happens.
Amen to that. We've got Robert Spotswood Jr. on the line, and we've been talking about how he was going to call in this morning, and very happy to have him join us this morning. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
I'm doing well. Hey, Dylan. Hey, Travis. How are y'all?
Good, man. We got
well.
Bobby Woodard here with us, too, Captain Bobby.
Hey there.
Fill us in a little bit, man. Like, we've kind of been teasing it this morning, and while we're a West Coast show, we do have people call in from all over the state, and a lot of our guys go east. Fill us in, like you're a council member, and you guys had a pretty eventful week this past week, right?
Yeah, sure. So let me start off by saying I'm not here in my capacity as a council member. Here as a multi-generational Floridian outdoorsman and fisherman, worried about our fishery and our economy. This last week, NOAA Fisheries announced a one-day recreational season Friday, July 12th, with a commercial season opening on July 8th.
Wow.
This was all done to reduce the red snapper quota from 42,000 pounds to 31,000 pounds.
Wow.
That was driven primarily by the recreational discard information that was coming out of MREP. And there was some indication that effort, which I think aligned with the general public's consensus and feeling is about what they're seeing, that that data had been overestimated and wasn't accurate, because we were seeing a disconnect between this population being overfished and undergoing overfishing, and everybody experiencing record numbers of red snappers out on the water. So there's been quite a bit of controversy there. That's kind of from a high level, where we are. I'm on the radio talking to you guys this morning because, as somewhat expected, I call it almost outrage to some extent, online has started, several posts. And there's no way that ultimately we fix this situation and make fishing better without everybody getting together. We got to stop the, recreational, commercial, blame game online on these comments.
Amen.
Preach.
For whatever it's worth, and this is being driven by, the folks at FWC, and NOAA Fisheries is working with FWC on this. They approved what's called an exempted fishing permit. So here's where I'm ultimately trying to get to. When I joined the council about 8 months ago, I got close with some of the folks at FWC, and separately and outside of my role there, we started talking about, the need for Florida really to build upon, the Reef Fish Survey, getting better data, and really figuring out how we were going to be able to better manage fishery here from a Florida perspective, and ultimately give better information up to the federal level to try to help with that. So we started a process, or FWC started a process, called an exempted fishing permit, which allows a state to fish outside of federal regulations.
Amen.
Those 3 exempted fishing permits, there's a northeast hotspot, a northeast study fleet, and then a southeast Florida. Those programs collectively are going to allow all private anglers, although the northeast study fleet will allow charter for hire folks to get into that permit. But all private anglers all up and down the east coast of Florida are going to be able to apply for an allocation under this permit. So it's basically like a sub permit under this exempted fishing permit for folks to be able to get out and harvest an aggregate bag limit. And so what we're trying to do here is a couple things. One, give everybody an opportunity to get out and get more red snapper, but in exchange for that, really looking to get our arms around what's out there. And just as important as what you're keeping is what is being discarded. So, we're really working hard. FWC is really taking the lead on this and making some big strides. The permits have been issued. We're waiting on the final funding. Expectation is that applications would open up sometime here pretty soon, with an August 1st start date going through July of next year.
Awesome.
And then, the parameters around how you can fish under these permits is a little more detailed than we could probably get fully into today. But, kind of double underline there is there are some additional opportunities for Floridians to get out on the water and harvest red snapper. all with the goal of trying to get much more information so we can try and manage this better moving forward.
And basically, the highlights of these EFPs is FWC has done an incredible job forwarding a path to potentially answering the questions of what can we do to get out of this negative feedback loop that the South Atlantic is caught in. And this aggregate bag limit is a very interesting kind of innovative approach. So it'll be so cool to see this exempted fishing permit move forward. And I'm so happy that NOAA approved it, is funding it, and that FWC is moving forward on it. It's going to be really interesting to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, and look, this is ultimately going to come down to buy-in from our fishermen.
Yeah.
While they are getting an opportunity to go catch more fish, this is a study program, right? This is research. We're trying to figure out new management technique while also gain better information about what's out there. And we in the recreational fishery, myself included, have really resisted the idea of mandatory reporting.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we've ended ourselves in, or the place we put ourselves is having to rely on secondary type information, which is the phone surveys, the mail-in surveys, dockside intercepts, other types of things. And so we're going to see through this program what really works better. And my hope is everybody, again, I understand the frustration. I promise you, FWC understands the frustration, but we got to roll our sleeves up, work together here, and figure out what's gonna be best for us to be able to maximize access, which is one of the most important things in everything that I do, is maximizing access to the outdoors and our game and fish.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head earlier where we got to work together, whether it's a charter boat and private rec guy, or a charter boat and a commercial guy, or a commercial guy and a rec guy. It's just like anything in this world. We got to all work together. This division is allowing this perpetual system to keep railroading us.
That's exactly right.
So we all have to be able to stand together, and these negative headlines that are pitting one group against another group of stakeholders, we're never going to get anywhere unless we can work together. And this exempted fishing permit really does that. So very cool to see.
But Buddy and I have talked too recently, like the idea on reporting, on the hunting side, hunters went and requested to be able to report the number of deer they hunted, the number of turkeys they killed. Like we want more data like that on the hunting side.
It's getting that way in the recreational fleet, private recreational fleet in the Gulf. And now we're seeing on the South Atlantic where you're correct. 5 years ago, no one wanted to report. But now it's like people are asking, hey, will you let us report? So I think we're going to get to that point. And I think mandatory reporting is going to be the answer. That's what we wanted to do in the Gulf for charter boats and party boats, and unfortunately that got rolled back. So we're working hard to stand that program back up, and hopefully we can expand it.
Hey, Buddy, we got 2 minutes left, I think. So thank you for coming on and being willing to talk about this. And I know you'd be willing to call in again and chat, and maybe we'll get some questions in that we can come back to you with and have like an ongoing conversation over, months or years. But the collaboration and the transparency and we appreciate you efforting so hard on this as a private guy, as a private citizen. Awesome. But I know that you got something else that you and I have been working on that you kind of want to talk about a little bit since we got a couple minutes here, and that's the right to fish and hunt. Can you just talk about that from your perspective and why it matters to you?
Yeah, man. Same theme. Making sure that Floridians, and particularly I got 4 kids now. I don't think there's anything more important in our lives at the moment than getting outside.
Amen.
Whether it's on a boat to go fishing or getting out in the woods, just go feed the game or go hunting, whatever it is. And so on November 5th this year, on the ballot, we're going to have an opportunity to forever protect that right to fish and hunt in the state of Florida. Looking for everybody that is a hunter, a fisherman, an outdoorsman, a conservationist, most importantly, to get out and support this. Aside from what this provides from a cultural and economic perspective in the state of Florida, fishing and hunting have provided immense and very big tools for conservation. And there's been a lot of, whether it's elk, wild turkey, bluefin tuna now, I think we've championed a lot of these efforts to stabilize our fisheries so that we can continue to have access to them. So, again, November 5th, be on the ballot, looking for everybody to get out and support us.
Yes, sir. Amen to that. Vote yes on 2. It's going to be a big one.
Yes on 2.
Buddy, thank you so much, man, for being willing to call in. And I'll catch up with you a little bit later, maybe today, and we'll come up with some more stuff moving forward. But really appreciate you taking some time out of your Saturday morning. And I'm surprised to talk to you, and there's not 4 kids in the background, if I'm being honest.
I'm sitting in my car in my driveway.
Smart.
They're all gearing up and getting ready, man. We're gonna get ourselves out in the water today.
You going to the sandbar? Are you guys fishing today? What do you got?
Sandbar, man. My fishing for us is mostly dock and some light stuff. My kids are 1, 2, 3, and 4, so we're just getting used to the water and showing them the ropes. So hope everybody else gets out there, has a great day on the water, spend some time with your family, and happy Father's Day to everybody.
Happy Father's Day, my friend. Thanks for calling in. It's good to hear from you again.
See y'all.
See you, buddy. It's been a long time since I hung out with him.
That's a great dude right there, man.
Awesome dude. Awesome family.
Yeah,
multi-generation for sure. Big part of Florida's fishing history. So thanks for calling in, Robert Spotswood Jr. Have a good day out in the water, and hopefully on the other side we'll roll this show together. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yeah, like you got a guy that's that passionate about it, cares that much about it.
Yeah,
like let's give him a platform to talk about
Absolutely.
it. Like,
did you
That's
do the mouse
crazy.
thing?
He's got 4 kids now.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Dylan, did you do the mouse thing?
I did do the mouse thing. Thank you,
I
Bob.
forgot to remind you on the last one, apparently.
Yes. No, I actually did it on the last one when we went back on the show. I forgot to change it back.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. That caller was Robert Spotswood Jr. He is a South Atlantic council member now, and his father was the previous chair of the FWC commission. It's like 7 generations, right? And the Keys, something like that.
yeah, they've been in the Keys a long time. Just an incredible family. You know, if you met Buddy, like you think, oh, this is just a dude I want to go fish with, hunt with, hang out at the camp with, like just a regular guy. And their family has always given back. And there's a lot of ways you can give back. You know, your time, your talent, your treasures. They've given their time and talent as much as they have their treasures. Like they've.
That's how you know they're invested.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
it's one thing if you've got a bunch of money and you just cut a check and like that's your only involvement. But when you actually get your hands dirty and you're involved, like that's how you know you care.
There's no reason to want to be a commissioner, a council member, or any type like other than you care.
You're just setting yourself up for scrutiny.
We'll go fight with those guys, but if you notice, like the way we fight is pretty respectful because those guys are giving up time away from their family. They're not getting paid for these appointments. Like they're traveling to and from. Like it's a heavy lift, and a lot of what they're going to do is go up there and get yelled at like an umpire in a baseball game.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you sign up to do that when you could really donate your time, energy locally to, you know, fishing, hanging out in the water, everything. He spent all week at the Atlantic Council. He's got 4 kids at home. Like that's a sacrifice.
Not just 4 kids, but 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, that's a sacrifice for
wife's
him
the same.
and his
His
wife.
wife is the same.
It's a team effort there.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I love the way he talks about being collaborative, and Dylan, the way you talked about it. Like to me, that's the only way forward.
Yes.
Like we can. I mean, we're off the radio. We can sit around and bitch and moan about this stuff all day long. We're trying something.
Look at it on the water quality side with us and the orgs that we work with, and then there's the others.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing, same exact scenario.
But
if all of us could get on the same page there, imagine what could actually be done.
You can move the needle. So
yeah,
I love the creativity of these EFPs. Like he was talking about the aggregate limit. Like we don't do that. Have we discussed that in the Gulf? Like,
An aggregate limit? No.
Yeah, I mean
it's been floated but never been bought into. Innovative.
Like it's a disruptive. Will it work? I hope so, but if it doesn't, at least we tried it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I think we like M's on like payroll right now.
My M?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found some great info on the right to fish and hunt at allfla.org.
Yeah, she's out there. She's out there dropping links. and stuff.
Links. Yeah, I put links in the other chats, and she beat me to the Hubbard's Marina stream.
So you call him Buddy. mention the word forever. Like that's my talking point on this whole thing.
It's the talking point, I think.
Mentioned it earlier, want to mention it again. Bartow Ford, this coming up July 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. You don't want to miss out on Bartow Ford. That is going to be over there at the beautiful Bartow Ford with the man, the myth, the legend, Eric Bachnick from Mirror Lure, talking about artificial lure fishing. This is the guy behind the brain behind Mirror Lure.
Yeah.
That has been the brand in our area and in our fishery for
100 years.
Yeah.
Like what? Really, 40, 50 years?
My grandfather used Mirror Lures. That was his go-to bait is a Mirrodine and DOA shrimp. Those were the two marquees that really kind of built our area's artificial lures. So
if you've ever thrown an artificial, or there's even a slight chance that you may ever throw an artificial in your entire life,
this is the seminar.
This is where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely. July 30th is going to be a can't miss Bartow Ford Real Animals fishing conversation. You got a chance to win free fishing rods from our friends at Bull Bay Rods. You've got a chance to win Real Animal swag, Ingle coolers. Mike always has a really nice Ingle cooler to give away and some Ingle cooler swag. Plus, on top of that, Silver Ring Cafe is going to be supplying great food.
It's
Cubans.
fire. It's worth going just for the food.
Amen to that. And then you're going to have a great conversation from Eric Bachnick. It's a can't miss for sure.
1937, Mirror Lure was founded by Eric's grandfather.
Yeah, Harold the Master, right?
Yep.
1937.
Yep.
That's amazing. Also, don't forget, weather's going to get a little nautical here around midday-ish. We're expecting some rain to be on the way. So get out this morning, get back quickly, keep an eye on the sky. Tomorrow looks pretty decent, and then it's going to be blowing a little bit out of the east all week long. High pressure settling into the area. So get out and take advantage of these weather windows while you got them. That weather update was brought to you by our friends over at Reese Windows and Doors. They're Florida's leading window and door company with 50 years in business. Check them out. You get a double lifetime warranty that transfers with your home. When you sell your home, it adds value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. Also, want to give a shout out to our friend, Captain Bobby Woodard and Captain Travis Thompson for joining us this morning. How would someone get a hold of you, Travis, if they were looking to connect?
At Travis Thompson, at AllFLAORG. You can find me. I'm pretty easy to find.
Duck Ranching.
Duck Ranching.
You forgot.
Yep.
I love Duck Ranching.
Bobby?
I'm old school. I just have a telephone number. 863-224-1418.
You're so full of it, bro. You've got a website.
Captain-bobby.com.
What do they need to vote on?
They need to vote yes on Amendment 2, November 5th. Forever.
Amendment 2, yes on 2. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., you got a chance to win $1,500 in free stuff. Check out that Hubbard's Marina live stream show on the Real Animal Facebook. The Hubbard's Marina Facebook, tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. You've got Real Animal Sunday as well. Hopefully, we'll see you out for Final Friday, June 28th at Hubbard's Marina for free beer, free food, and a good time every Final Friday of every month from 6 to 9 p.m. inside John's Pass. Don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Hopefully, you can get out there on the water, take advantage of these weather windows. We'll see you next week. Thanks for being a part of Thank you for listening this morning. Hopefully you guys enjoyed.
Looks like we had a lot of listeners online.
Yeah.
Despite our terrible mouse work, we did have a lot of listeners.
Who are you including in that?
Touche, Bobby. My terrible mouse work. Thank you for being a part of it this morning, and hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully we'll see you next week, every Saturday morning right here, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Same great time. So hopefully that was a good time. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Everybody out there, right to fish and hunt. Share it with everybody, whether they're fishermen, hunters, whatever.
Yeah, even if they're hyper-focused on something else, they can still vote yes on too, right?
Share it with all your out-of-state family and friends, because inevitably they know people who live in the state that you don't know.
Yeah.
So we need the word to get back to everybody in the state. Vote yes.
Even if you're a member of another conservation group that maybe is focused on something else that's not fishing and hunting related, or maybe it's fishing and hunting related, but it's just hyper-focused on something else besides preserving the right to hunt and fish in perpetuity forever. They still need to vote yes on too as well.
That's a good tap dance.
Yeah.
I like it.
I feel like I don't even need to be here. You guys have this covered now. Like, this is incredible.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Tell your friends and vote yes on to November 5th. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week.